Hey chicks and dicks, welcome to Alicole. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Alesa.
And in today's video we're going to be talking about how we met Somo and partied with his band.
Okay, well it started off for what we have called Spring Weekend. I guess it was about like 8 o'clock. We went to our friend's room and we were getting ready. She brought a bottle of wine and was trying to open it and used a pin.
And pretty much the pen, I stabbed it through, and then as I was pulling it out, I couldn't, so I pushed really hard and the cork like fell into the wine. So we were like, well, that obviously isn't gonna work. Yeah, and then I tried to drink it and everyone was like, no. Fine, whatever, I guess I'm dying. So then I tried to take shots from my friend's vodka, and she's like, you can't take shots. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, you can't take shots. I'm like, but you just said we could. So she was like getting peeved off already. I was like, okay, whatever. But we drank a little before we like got there, right?
And we were late by that time already, which I was getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be in the front, of course, but we finally like went down and we were trying to find her other friend who was already in the front trying to save us space. And
and she almost got in a fight with someone, but whatever.
Yeah, I was pushing through people trying to get through to our friend, and some girls wanted to stop me and be like, where are you going? Yeah, with their arms crossed, macho and whatever. And I'm like, to my friend, obviously, she's sitting right there. They're like, she should have saved you a spot. I'm like, she did. She's standing right there. I'm looking right at her, and they wouldn't let me through. So I was like, fine. And I pushed them out of the way and almost knocked them over. And then they were like, bitch. Okay. And then I stormed off.
Yeah, and I just saw it because I was at the end. We were all holding hands and like trying to make it through the crowd. And I just see like 3 people storm past me, and I'm like, what just happened? And Laura, and so Laura was like, that's her fake name, by the way. We're not gonna actually say her real name. So, and Laura was like, oh, Lisa almost fought someone. I was like, what? Anyway, so we went back to our spot. It was fine. It was a pretty good time. Somo was really good. And after the concert, he was like, oh, like, I'll take pictures with people who came, and obviously blah, blah, blah.
There were like 10 people who were there, by the way, too.
Yeah.
So.
And he was so rude.
He was so rude. He was like, everyone get in line. I guess I have to take pictures with you since I said I loved you.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
Yeah, like really. And he was like, you have to keep your camera flash ready, or only one picture. It's like he had like 100 billion people waiting to get a picture with him. It didn't really make any sense. And he just went on his butt. So obviously he was crazy, I guess. Yeah.
But we talked to his band, so we got pictures with all his band members and stuff. And then one of our friends, she wanted to flirt with the piano player.
Yeah.
And at first he was like,
yeah, she was trying to get him to come out to a party, which I guess they're not allowed to do. Mm-hmm. But he was like, no, I can't, blah, blah. And she was like, essentially like having sex with him.
Yeah,
so
on top of him. Well, we were standing right there.
Yeah.
Like, what are we supposed to do? Just stand there?
We were like so uncomfortable. And the other guy we talked to, he was like the stage manager behind the scenes. Yeah, behind the scenes when he whatever, and he was like, here's my number. So he gave me his number, and he texted me a winky face, and I was like, you're like 26, but that's fine, whatever.
He was nice though.
He was nice, and that number came in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when the whole party thing was, there was a frat guy there, and we were trying to take pictures, and he was being an idiot like all frat guys are, and we asked him to take a picture, and he freaking took a picture of his face. Yeah. I don't know, can you insert pictures in here? Because we could like show a picture of him.
Yeah, I probably can. I can put it in like the corner.
Yeah, so the picture will be like right here somewhere. Like we could tell that he was taking a picture of himself. Because he was like, I was getting so frustrated. I'm like, just freaking take our picture so we can move on. And then he started calling us like groupies
because we were like, you're here too, so.
Yeah, and then he was like, I'll take you guys to a party. So we all go to a party, and he's like holding my hand, like trying to flirt with me, and he's like, you guys are so awkward. And I'm like, what? Oh my god. No, we're not awkward. You're making the situation awkward. Like with me and like with everyone sitting there. So we get to this party. We walk in and there's a line at the door for people waiting for alcohol, and we are like, whatever, I'm not gonna drink. So we walk into the party, and Laura and he and this guy are together, so they go into the line for beer. So we're standing there waiting for them, and they're not there for like half an hour.
Yeah.
And we start like freaking out. We're like, where the fuck did they go?
And this house is like huge. Yeah. It was like in a small space of the house, but it was weird looking. There were plants all over the place, and everyone was walking like zombies, like tripping on acid.
Yeah.
So it was kind of creepy, but
yeah. And one of the guys there, he was dressed in like a caveman outfit kind of, and he came up to our friend, we're gonna call her Jade, and he came up to her and he grabs her neck like this, and we're like, Jade, oh my god.
like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, and so he finally lets go of her. He's like, can you guys come dance with me in this creepy little hermit voice? And we're like, he's like, he comes back like 5 times.
Yeah, he keeps coming back, and we're like, no, please, like, go ask someone else. There's so many girls here.
Yeah, and then some guy comes up to her.
Yeah, okay, and you know that the thing that parents do when, I guess, when you're young and they go like this and you're supposed to look that way, but I don't know, they like, he went like this and I was supposed to look that way, and I looked back and I was like, are you kidding me? And that was the guy who was walking like sideways and he was a little out of it.
Yeah.
But he's also the one who came up to you and was like,
Yeah,
cheers.
he was like, cheers, and I had an empty bottle because some person gave me. I don't even know how I got that bottle.
Yeah.
And he came up to me, he's like, cheers, and my bottle was closed because I wasn't planning on drinking. So he's like, cheers, and he's like, drink it. I'm like, okay. So I was like, he's like, good, and he like walks. I don't remember. No, he just stood there.
Yeah, he acted like he was part of our group, like acting like he was listening, like he knew what was going on. But you could tell for sure if you looked in his eyes, he had no clue.
No, he was so gone.
Yeah, that was like most
gone.
of the people. Like people were falling into bushes and
yeah. So then we go outside because we can't find her anywhere. We go outside and I'm sitting against this bush, and all of a sudden I feel water on my foot, and it's like sticky. So I'm like, maybe they turned on a hose. Maybe I stepped into like mud. So I look up and there's this guy peeing on my foot, and I'm like looking down at my foot. I look up at him. He looks at me. He looks at my foot, and he just walks away and zips up his pants. And I'm like, oh my god, this night is getting so bad. Like, we're left alone. Some guy tried to strangle our friend. Like, my foot is peed on. Great. We walk inside the building, and we go into this dancing room where everyone's like dancing. It's so hot. There's like, I don't know, like 50 people in the room that's like the size of a dorm room. And we're standing against the wall, and some guy was walking by, and he goes, whoa. And we're like, what is going on? He's like, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, okay. He's like, can I kiss you? I'm like, no. He's like, please. He's like begging me, and he won't leave me alone. Like, he won't leave me alone. So I'm like, he's like, can I please kiss your cheek? I'm like, sure. So I kiss him a cheek, and he's like waiting for me to turn around so he can kiss my lips, but I'm like, this is great. No, I was actually facing that direction because her and Jade were sitting behind me. So
and we're like, what are we supposed to do? Like,
yeah, they
like attacking her.
I know. Like he was like standing like this against me, and I like couldn't go anywhere. So I end up like running away from him. I grab Jade's hand, and Jade grabs Alesa's hand,
and then he grabs my arm, and he's like, tell Nicole that I want to date her, and I think she's really pretty, and give me her number and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, like, have a good day.
Like he was on something for sure. Like his eyes were like dilated. His breath smelled like shit. Like I don't know what was going on.
That's how college parties are. So
yeah, I'm like, I know about that. So but we can't find her anywhere. We're like freaking out. We go outside, and I call the back behind the stage guy because he didn't come out with us, or he left, or
I think he stayed back.
Oh yeah. So I call him, and I'm like calling him. He won't answer his phone. Like we're trying to freak out because it's like 1 in the morning.
Yeah, it's really late.
Yeah, like 1 in the morning. We don't know what's going on. She could be getting raped. She could be getting like murdered. She could be getting kidnapped. Like you never know at college parties. It's a very like risky atmosphere, I should say.
Yeah, you have to be with people who you know you can trust and will actually take care of you.
Yeah, because you just never know. And also never leave a party with a guy. You just never know what can happen. So we're looking for her, and I'm calling this backstage guy. I'm like calling him and calling him. He probably thought I was like a freak.
Like, dang it, I shouldn't have gave her my number.
I know, and he finally answers. He's like, hello? I'm like, is the piano guy and Laura with you? He's like, no. Is he with you? We're like,
No.
would I be asking, like, hi, is Alesa with you? Like, no. So we call him, and he's like, we'll meet up with you guys. He sends me his airdrop location, and it's like literally on the street we've never seen before. And our county or like
so small.
area is
like,
so
we know
small.
where most of this stuff is.
Yeah. So we find them, and it looks so ghetto because they're like 2 giant ass like black guys, and there's like 3 little tiny girls running up to them. I can imagine like seeing them on the street. I would be concerned.
Yeah.
I would be like, what is going on? So we like go look for them. The guy's calling his piano guy. We're calling Laura, and we walk into this house that we've like never seen before or heard of before.
And it's disgusting. There's like alcohol on the floor, and it's so sticky. And then we walk out on the porch, and we finally find them. But then, what does Laura say? She's like, I have to pee.
Yeah.
Can you go behind a truck with me or something? And then we're like,
Yeah, I was like, Laura, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, we were looking for you for like an hour. I got my foot peed on, like Alesa, like exhausted and frustrated, like, because this is not the night that we planned.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm so sorry. Actually, she never said that.
Yeah.
She's like, I just have to pee. I'm like, oh my god, okay. So we go pee. She comes out, and I'm like talking to her. I'm like, did you hook up with him? Like, what happened? She's like, no, he doesn't want to hook up with me, but he does. I'm like,
do you want to hook up with him?
yeah, I was so confused. And so we make it back upstairs, and she takes a piano guy, and the porch was like 3 floors. So she takes him up on the top floor.
Yeah.
And we're like sitting there, like hanging out, like talking to them, like smoking hookah or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this bucket. Do you want to explain what was in the bucket?
It was a pee bucket. Why they had that, I don't know. Because if they're guys, like, you can just pee anywhere. Why do you need a bucket?
I don't know why. Because I was gonna pick it up, or
Ew.
someone was gonna pick it
Yeah,
up.
you were gonna pick it up and move it or something.
Yeah, and then the guy was like, touch
yeah.
that. And I'm like, why? And he's like, it's our pee bucket. I'm like, you don't have a fucking toilet that you can pee or in a water bottle?
It was a pretty gross house, though.
Yeah,
I
it
probably
was.
didn't want to pee in there either.
No, it was like some frat that is no longer probably on our campus.
No, we've never seen the house before.
No, like ever. And we go out a lot, and we've never seen it.
Yeah. But they finally come down, and then Somo is talking to the behind-the-scenes guy, I guess, and he's complaining that they left them on the bus by himself and all this stuff. So we go back because they have to leave at like 4 in the morning. It's like 2. And then we get stopped by our RAs, and they're like, were you with them? And we're like,
mind you, we were like walking like right next to them.
yeah. And then Laura, she was like, no. Yes. No. We're like, which is it? Because she's kind of drunk. And he's like, okay, well, we need to see your IDs. And we're like, why? Yeah. Like, what are you going to do with them? And he takes a picture of them, and there's this whole thing with like Laura, and she's
Yeah. Laura's like, why do you need them? Like, if you're not gonna use them, like, why do you take pictures of them? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my god, like,
yeah, which is kind of making him like
more
curious.
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and then he wants to walk us back to our dorm.
Before that, though, he says that there's a curfew.
Oh yeah, and we're like, but when?
There's never been a curfew before. There's people walking around on our, like, frat street circle, literally until, like, 4 in the morning. What do you mean there's a curfew? Because there's no curfew.
We've never heard of it.
No. And
yeah, and then he walks us back to our dorm. And he finally promises Laura that he'll delete them, the pictures, and I don't think he did though. I feel like he like
yeah. Probably, like, I don't know why, but probably he's not gonna let us go to the they do that, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I see him all over campus.
I know. I see him
And
sometimes.
I look at him and I'm like,
I know. And like I see him in G Hall sometimes, and he like stares at me, and I'm like, memorize my face. And I guess it's true when they say take a picture, it'll last longer. We just made a connection. That's fine. Yeah. So it was just a weird night, and this just goes to show how college parties are. Like this is pretty much like average college parties, pretty much. Like there's obviously some are like worse and some that are better, but
you have to be careful, like, and don't walk around by yourself.
No.
Make sure you're in a group of people. Yeah. It's a lot safer because you never know what happens.
If you're a guy, like I can understand that's fine, but for girls, like everything you hear in school about, oh, I should tell my roofie story. One day. Like this video if you want to hear a roofie story, but it's true, like there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's a lot of stuff going on that you've never experienced in high school. Like when I came from high school, it was like such a culture shock to me.
Yeah, college is so much different.
It is. It's not like high school. Like it's not like everyone swings the same bottle of vodka and everyone's like the same. No, people are doing cocaine. I was at a party just this other week and I saw girls doing cocaine in the bathroom. It's another level of partying. And if you're a party animal, go you, high five, pound it. But if not, prepare yourselves, I guess. And we're here to help,
So if you have any questions, comment, we'll answer them. And we'll make other videos.
Yeah, like if you guys want to know about something, or I think our next video is gonna be a challenge video, and we were gonna do best friend versus boyfriend. I don't know if that's still happening, but hopefully it will, because that would be nice.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Probably. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching our video.
Like, comment, and subscribe.